But yeah, the Eagles. I feel like we both would have picked the Eagles at MetLife Stadium. Giants double them up, 34-17. Jackson Dart doing Jackson Dart things. Cam Scattaboo doing Cam Scattaboo things. Redefining the phrase "scat back." Just, I feel like those two guys. It's not even that like, oh, these are going to be like top tier superstars in the league. They might be, but it's just like this youthful exuberance that you don't have with Russell Wilson that just permeates not just the fan base but the roster, where everyone feels like this renewed youthful energy. This, like, you could just feel it watching those guys play. They just bring this juice that has transferred to the team. And for some reason they lost to the Saints, but the Saints have not been playing that bad. But the Eagles' problems continue. It looked back and forth in the first half, and then the wheels once again. The Eagles are incapable of playing a full 60 minutes of good football. I don't know why, but the floor is yours. Rant away about your Philadelphia Birds.
You're right. I was going to pick the Eagles to win this game, obviously, because it's the fucking Eagles. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm not gonna jump on any bandwagons asking for Nick Sirianni to resign or get fired. I don't even want Kevin Patullo or whatever the fuck his name is to get fired either. I just want them to get it together. You have so much talent on that team, but somehow nothing is working. The offensive line is not dominating like they were dominating all the time in the previous seasons. Like, they went from being one of the best, if not the best offensive line in football to being mediocre. We're not able to protect Jalen Hurts. Granted, in this past game, Landon Dickerson was injured and was not able to play. So, of course, a lot of the pressure came from that left side from Jalen Hurts. You can see it all the time. Jordan Mailata was having to do double duty because the backup, whose name I forget right now, was not, on Landon Dickerson's level. I'm not saying he's bad, but I'm not saying he's not on Landon Dickerson's level. Dickerson is a great guard. He's good at his job. He's good at what he's done. And, of course, it's going to be an issue. But at the same time, they're not dominating. They're not getting Hurts the time he needs to get the ball out of his hands. And when they do, for some reason, he's overthrowing the ball, or A.J. Brown's not running the route at the same pace, or he slows down, or I don't know what's going on. It's just not working out. It's not, and it's horrible. The run game cannot be established. I mean, Saquon Barkley started the game with 2 great runs. He got the first down in the first one, and then he got it for 19 yards, and then he got another big run. But then after that, it was just like non-existent. I don't know what's going on. It's something that's baffling to me, and I'm really pissed off about it. I don't say fire Sirianni. I'm not saying fuck whatever Kevin what's his face. What I want that team to get together. And the defense, hold on. Motorcycles driving by. All right.
Good.
The defense, we need to bench Kylie Ringo's ass. Kylie Ringo is ass. He needs to sit on the bench and not move and then get released at the end of the season. I don't care what his deal is. Just get rid of him. Or at least teach you how to fucking tackle. He can't tackle for shit. He can't work safety. He can't do anything right. He was horrible in this game, and he should be ashamed of himself, and he should not call himself a professional football player. That's what I'm most angry about at this time. But the rest of the defense, for some reason, they forgot how to tackle, and they cannot tackle anybody else in this game. The Giants were without their best wide receivers in this game, and they still were able to get some nice plays in the air. And then Cam Scatterable was able to run through them like they were nothing. Get it together, Big Fangio. Get it together, Sirianni. Get the whole team together. And whatever these conversations were about them meeting up, which A.J. Brown said, no, we didn't have a meeting. I walked to the parking lot, and they were talking, so I just went up to them and talked, and that's it, and we left. Like, stopped with this fucking drama that they do every single year with the Eagles. Just get a shit together and play the game. I'm confident that next week we're able to get some wins. Sorry, Kyle, but either way, we need to fucking get it together. The season is not over. I'm not calling for heads right now, except for Kylie Ringo's ass. Fuck that guy. But we need
The
to be.
problem with
Go ahead. Sorry.
the problem with Ringo is you got too many injuries. I Quinyon Mitchell went down, I believe, with a hamstring, and that's,
Yeah.
especially for a DB, is probably a multi-week injury. I mean, there's degrees to it, but even like the lowest degree is, it's not something, any kind of soft tissue shit you never want to rush, because then you re-aggravate it and make it worse, and then it's a longer term injury. I mean, you got lucky because Cooper DeJean and what was it, Reed Blankenship, like collided knees, and
Yeah.
DeJean was kind of shaking his knee out a little bit. And me, as a Vikings fan, playing you guys next week, I'm like, oh man, please knock this guy out for a couple games so we don't have to deal with him either. But you bring up an interesting point about, obviously Landon Dickerson didn't play.
Carter didn't play.
Yeah, but is what's up with Lane Johnson? Is he back
He
from injury?
played.
Did
He
he
did
get
play.
injured?
He was not,
Okay.
he's not injured. He's cleared to compete, but you can see that he's struggling. He clearly is not 100%.
He's not at full health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got some continuity issues there. And obviously Tyler Steen coming in, who this entire time until like 2 weeks ago, I just assumed Tyler Steen was like a country fed white boy, and he is not. But, so, Mekhi Becton left in free agency, went to the Chargers. So there's a new configuration there. But then also part of it is like you lost to the Broncos, you lost to the Giants, who have two of the best fronts in football. They get a ton of pressure. Not going to get any easier because the Vikings are also have an excellent front and are one of the top 8 teams in terms of pressure. And then you play the Giants again. So the next couple of weeks, like, you're still going to have to deal with good defensive fronts. The play calling, the offensive play calling, you and I talked about this a bunch the other day. It's kind of one of those, like, it's the curse of being a great team and that has a bunch of success. Your coordinators are gonna get poached, and you have the quote unquote brain drain. And it's like, if you bring in some, like, if, like, when inevitably Zach Taylor and Mike McDaniel get fired and they have to bump back down to coordinator positions, like, they're proven play callers. Like, you could bring someone like that in, but then you're changing the system. Jalen Hurts has not had the same offensive coordinator / play caller
Since college.
since high school, which is insane. But, like, you're keeping some degree of continuity by promoting a guy within the system, but Patullo's never called plays before. So it's like playing quarterback, where you got to get into a rhythm. Like, it's going to take him time to get into a rhythm as a play caller, but you're the defending champs. So you're like, the expectation from fans, from media, from everyone in the building is like,
To be excellent.
we're the defending champs. We got to go. Exactly. Go execute, go win games. There's no excuse. Or what I suggested is, I'd be curious, because the thing that made me like Sirianni initially was, like, 4, 5, 6 games into his career, he said, you know what, someone else do the play calling. Me having to handle all the head coaching duties and call plays, it's too much for a new guy stepping into the position. And these head coaches, they all have egos, and they think they can do it all. So to me, that was a sign of someone, like, humbling himself and saying, like, let me handle what I need to handle as head coach right now. Have someone else call plays. But now that he's been a head coach and managed the games for years,
Super Bowl
led
winner.
him to 2 Super Bowls, had a win in a Super Bowl, maybe he could take on the extra duties, and then you would have that. Like, the benefit of, like, Kevin O'Connell as the Vikings coach is, that the play calling and the system is going to be the same for your quarterback every single year as long as he's the head coach. So maybe there's a thought to that. And then, like, Saquon was just always bound to have a down season because, I mean, he had a historic season last year. Like, regardless, like, you're not going to replicate that. It's not reasonable to expect that. But then the workload, historically, running backs take a pretty big step back the following year. And then the meeting between Hurts and Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, at first it was reported, I thought it was a players-only meeting, which is a terrible sign. Anytime there's like, the Dolphins had a players-only meeting after the first week of the season, it's like, that's always like the kiss of death, is like, if the team feels like the players need to meet, the wheels have completely fallen off. But in this case, apparently it's just the three of them chatting, and like AJ Brown kind of made it, added more drama to it than he needed, but like him standing there talking about it, I felt like he was being a bit coy. Like it didn't feel like he was like, yeah, we didn't meet. It was like him like laughing it off, like it's our business, like don't worry about it. But the media is going to do what they do, so I don't know how to take that necessarily. I mean, it kind of is what it is, but just based on the factors of losing your OC and promoting a guy who's never called plays, having some injuries on the offense and defensive line, you lost Josh Sweat. Nolan Smith, I believe, is still on IR.
Yep.
It's like you're down edge rushers. Quinyon Mitchell gets hurt. Adoree Jackson has not been playing great.
Kobe
Kelly
hasn't
Ringo
been
has
cleared
to.
either.
Yeah, there you go. So there's a lot of, it's very unsung because there's a lot of other teams, like the Niners are dealing with a ton of injuries. The Vikings dealing with massive injuries on the offensive line. That the Eagles' injuries have kind of like been spaced out a bit across different
Yeah.
personnel groups, so like it hasn't been talked about as much, but they're dealing with a ton of injuries on top of the other stuff. And then it just all, I don't know, man, it's fake. It's not even mid-October. Like I'm not, the Eagles were 4-2 last year. Everyone wanted to fire Sirianni. Everyone wanted to burn the bridges down,
That's why I'm
and
not
they
jumping on
win the
that
Super Bowl.
bandwagon.
So it does feel a little like there's more actual cause for concern this year than last year, but I'm still not there yet. Like, let's see where they are come November, and then if they're 5-3 or they're 4-4 or something like that, then maybe we can look at it and say. But I mean, they're definitely roster wise and then health wise, they're not the same dominant unit that just mowed through everyone
And
last
mentally,
year. Like last year, yeah.
you can tell. You can
Winning
see
does
their
change
faces.
things.
You
You
can see their
either
faces, and
like,
you can actually see Jalen Hurts be worried when he has never looked worried in his life as a professional.
he hasn't looked anything in his
Like he
life.
just
He's a
looks
robot.
like he's an emotionless robot sitting on the sidelines, whether they're winning or they're losing. And this game, especially this past game against the Giants, I just could see it in his face. He was frustrated, he was worried, and the rest of the players were the same thing. And when you get that energy, you're not going to win games. I'm sorry. When you get that energy, when you get beat mentally, you're going to lose the game. There's nothing worse for a player than to lose the mental game. Props to the Giants, though. I'm gonna say that. So that Jackson Dart, excellent game from him. Scatterboo, what a maniac, what a madman, what a rabid Wolverine he is. I hope he doesn't get CTE by the end of the season because he's taking unnecessary hits just to make sure to get the play done. But they're a fun team to watch this year. So good for the Giants. Fuck them, but good for the Giants. I hate Brian Dabble. I was talking to Tanner about this. I just hate looking at Brian Dabble's face. And he has a shit-eating grin
Oh man,
on the sidelines, like, look at me. I'm a fucking great coach. No, bitch, you're getting saved by Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo.
that's why he's got the grin, because like he's had to deal with Daniel Jones being like full pumpkin Daniel Jones, Russell Wilson. Like he looks at Jackson Dart
He's
with
in
more
love with him.
fondness than he looks at his own children.
He looks
like
like he's
just,
in love with him. Like he's about to kiss him in the mouth and say, "You're my boy. You're my boy."
when he went into the blue tent, Dable was horrified. Like he was ready to pull a handgun out and delete himself. Like he was.
Once Russell Wilson threw that pass, I swear he threw that pass on purpose to just hit the.
It got
There's
tipped.
no
It wasn't
way
even
you
his
can throw
fault,
that
really.
pass like that on accident. Like he had to throw that shit on purpose. Once he did that, that was the best moment in the game for me because I just saw his frustration and his anger in Brian Dabble's face. Like he was so mad. He started to yell at the doctor about Jackson Dart. Like apparently he's getting investigated for that shit too. So
Oh God, whatever.
that's
It's football.
hey.
Shoot some Toradol in there and get him back on the
Apparently,
field.
the league believes that they did not follow concussion protocol. So that's up to them.
He's young. His brain is still elastic. He'll
Well,
bounce
yeah,
back.
they should check Cam Scatterboo if they're worried about concussion protocol.
Cam Scatterboo was born with CTE, brother. He is CTE. He doesn't have CTE. CTE has Cam Scatterboo.
I saw a
He's
video of
just
him in
built
college just
different here.
headbutting a wall with his helmet, like getting ready to enter. the field.
He was awesome in college. Awesome. I thought he was way underdrafted. He was a guy because like it was like this historic running back class. Everybody's going to draft a running back, and like we still had Aaron Jones, and then eventually they traded for Jordan Mason. But before they traded for Jordan Mason, I'm like, we got to get another running back in here. Aaron Jones is old. We need someone to complement him, and like Cam Scadaboo was pretty high on that list of like you got Aaron Jones who's a shifty guy. Just get Cam Scadaboo in there and just hammer his head directly into whatever's in front of him. But yeah, I mean the Eagles they got shit to figure out. It feels like everything just kind of like gets worse every week. But the Eagles have traditionally thrived under chaos. Even 2 years ago, when both the coordinators got fired and they lost to the Bucs in the playoffs, like they won 11 games. Like it's not.
They talk about
they never bottom out. Like they handle chaos and controversy and drama better than pretty much anyone.
That's their identity. People talk, especially this like you like to call them Muppets. The media Muppets that you like to call
the media Muppets.
They like to talk about how the Eagles lacking identity. No, man, this is their identity. The drama between players.
They lack a football identity, but
they know who they are in the field. They just don't know how to fucking do it when they have this drama surrounding them because that's who they are. It's just a drama team. Every single year, there's some drama behind it. Oh, he wants out. No, he doesn't want out. Oh, they're meeting. Oh, they're not meeting. Like, fuck out of here, man. Whatever. I still love the Eagles. They're still my team, and I'm sure we'll be fine.
Hopefully they lose next week, and then they can go undefeated after that for all I care. They just got to lose next week. One last point on this game. I don't want to spend too much time on this. I have wanted to talk about this before, but we got to get into the picks. Was there any update on the guy who got injured during that tush push? When they ran 4 straight tush pushes?
Do you know who it was?
No, I don't, and I hope he makes a full recovery, but I hope it's a bad enough injury that they can push this thing through and get this shit banned. It's not about the Eagles. I just hate that the offense is allowed to push people from behind, and those of us old enough to remember the Bush push with Reggie Bush in college, that the offense is now allowed to push people from behind. The defense can't in the same way, like on a field or in a special team situation, like the defensive special team side can't push from behind because it's dangerous. And the defense, like if there's a 300-pound lineman out, pulling on a fucking run play, running power, or there's a screen pass and the 300-pound lineman's out in space, the 185-pound DB used to be able to just dive at their legs and cut them out to blow up the block, but they can't do that anymore because it's dangerous. But an offensive line is allowed to dive straight at the defensive line's knees. It's not an unfair advantage to the Eagles. Like they just have figured out how to do this better than anybody else, and kudos to them for that. But it's an unfair advantage. It's an unequitable or inequitable, whatever it is, play from offense and defense perspective. And that's always been my issue. And then it's tough to officiate. Like they're false starting like half the time, it feels like, but it's tough to see because it's just everyone kind of.
No,
and then if they're like spotting the ball, reviewing the play, like it's tough to see where. And that's
live. Like when you're slowing it down frame by frame, of course you're going to see it. But when you do a live, like people talk, the officiating needs to be better, dude. It's fucking hard to see that shit. Like
it's tough, but it does. The officiating does need to be better, across the board, not even just on the tush push.
It's a hard thing to see live. But listen, I'm not gonna be coy here. Like it's my favorite team. It's a team I root for, so of course I don't want that move banned. But I can see the hate. I can see the reasons why some people want it banned. If that guy is injured, if that's his injury and that's the reason why it gets banned, that's fine. Whatever. I don't mind it.
I mean, they were very close. It's only going to take a few teams to flip their position.
Yeah,
but
or maybe
the other thing, too, is like football is a great game. It's the best sport in the world. That's why you and I are doing this show. That's why the smattering of people who are watching this show, and they're all going to hit the like button right now, and they're all going to hit the subscribe button right now, and they're all going to tell a friend to tell a friend. But the NFL, first and foremost, is a business. It's an entertainment business. And if you're an Eagles fan, the tush push, the brotherly shove, probably very entertaining.
Yeah. To other fans,
but
not
to
so much.
Everybody else. And like, here's the thing is like, I have personal football reasons and personal like geographic reasons why I hate the Eagles. But maybe you're a fan of like the Chargers. and you don't care about the Eagles whatsoever. You have nothing against them or the fans or whatever. And your team played on Sunday and the Eagles are playing Monday night and it's Eagles Cowboys and you don't really care about the Cowboys nonsense. You don't care about the Eagles stuff. You just want to tune in and watch a great game. And they run four straight tush pushes at some point, I guess Thursday night against the Giants. You don't care about either one of those teams. They run four straight tush pushes. You as a fan, you're not entertained by that, and that's a stupid reason to ban a rule. And I wouldn't ban the rule because of that. I would ban it for the football reasons. But the NFL is an entertainment business first and foremost,
Every time
and
I
I
hear
do
someone
feel
say
like at
that
some
shit, oh,
point that'll
it's not football. It's not entertaining. It's like who gi-
in this business.
who gives a fuck if it's entertaining or not? It's
The
about
billionaires do.
I
That's
know,
who
but
cares.
like but I'm not talking
That's
about
why they
I'm talking
change all
about
these
regular
rules.
people on social media. I'm not talking about billionaires who have no fucking social media presence. I'm talking about people on social media who are just like you and I, everyday guys, who are just like, oh, it's not entertaining. Like, bro, if some team decides to do slants every fucking play for four straight plays in a row, and that's their fucking play, and they do that in a row, I don't care if
That's
it's
fair.
entertaining or not. It's a
That's
fucking
fair.
slant. It's the same play four times in a row. If that's what works, that's what works. Do they do it
Well, let me
well?
tell
They
you
do it
this:
well. That's you can't fault for that.
that
But for the
Vikings
reasons you
Browns
mentioned, though,
game,
that's a different story.
that Vikings Browns game almost drove me insane because I'm telling you, the Browns ran the same two plays back and forth, just off tackle and then play action, bootleg, dump off in the flat to the tight end. Back and forth the entire game, and somehow it was just 7 yards, 7 yards, 7 yards, 7 yards. It wasn't boring me. It was driving me fucking insane. But yeah, like fans complaining about it being entertaining. I don't really care. Like football to me is I don't care I don't care if it's a 6-3 game or like that 3-0 Vikings Raiders game a couple years ago.
Jesus,
Very
punt,
entertaining. Or if it's
punt.
45-42, very entertaining. Like it's football, it's entertaining to me.
You
But
want
all
entertaining?
these rules, all these rules get changed because of the business and the entertainment aspect. When you can't hit a quarterback below the knees, why? Because Bernard Pollard dove into Tom Brady's knees in the first week of the season, knocked him out with an ACL, and then guess what? We don't have Tom Brady. We can't market Tom Brady. We can't get people to watch all these Patriots games in prime time, or at least not as many people, because people tune in to either love or hate Tom Brady, but Tom Brady ain't out there. Matt Castle's out there, and he ain't going to draw the same ratings. So it's all these rules. They can talk about player safety all they want. They get changed because Anthony Barr slams Aaron Rodgers on the ground, breaks his clavicle. Now Aaron Rodgers is out for the season. So now you can't land your full body weight on a quarterback because we got to protect them because of player safety. But they don't care about Aaron Rodgers' clavicle. They care about people tuning
To
into
watch
Packers
Aaron
games
Rodgers.
to watch Aaron
Yeah,
Rodgers. That's why they do it. So that's where, to me, the entertainment aspect
yeah.
comes in. I don't care if the fans are
It's not
entertained
like
by
the
it or
league
not.
cares
But
that Chris Jones got CTE for trying to block the tush push on his side, and now he's crying every single time the Chiefs lose. So it's not like that's an issue.
the best was Frankie Louvu in the championship
Oh
game
yeah,
last year, just diving over the top. I respected that because it's like you want to keep running this same play. I'm going to keep jumping over the top, and you can keep calling a penalty and moving the ball 2 inches, and I'm just going to keep doing it until I time it right. And then they invented rules where it's like we're gonna award them a touchdown if you keep doing it. It's like that's not real. Just stop it. That I thought was going to get the tush push banned because of what Frankie Louvu was doing and potential outrage over this idea of you can just award a team a
dude.
touchdown.
I was watching.
Insane.
I was watching that game with my stepkids, and they were laughing their asses off because they were just he just continued diving over everybody, just like full starting.
I was hungover in Vegas after winning an award that is sitting right behind me, right here. All right. Do you have any other points on the Eagles, or
No,
should we
that's
move
it.
on
That's
to
my
pick the
rant.
schedule?
Just get off the bandwagon of firing people. Just get on the bandwagon of, of benching Kyler Ringo. That's the only bandwagon I care about. Even if Dory Jackson has shown improvement, but Kyler Ringo he's just regressing. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say. Move on to next week for the Eagles. I'm done with week 6 with the Eagles.